And Kareem and Heather, tell me why you've come to Blue Dog Ranch today.
Well, we've used David several times. We think he's amazing, and we just rescued a new dog, and it was a no-brainer. We're coming back. It's all about the problems. Now you can talk about the bad stuff.
The bad stuff. Maya does bark a little bit. She's hard to walk with because she pulls on the leash, and she scratches the doors, and she's a little bit dog aggressive.
The walking is probably the biggest problem. She pulls really, really hard. I mean, she can pull a school bus.
And the barking.
And the barking, yeah.
And the scratching on the doors.
Yeah. Pulling.
We're doing this front door exercise that we have practiced so much with Maya. She sits, she waits, I step in, she waits till I come back next to her. Okay, and then we're gonna just do a left turn and come right back. See how I kind of did these little prompts to keep her from pulling me in? And then the same thing here. So I'm going to close the door as if I'm bringing her out. So close the door. I'm going to say sit. You're going to sit. And I'm going to open the door. And then, sorry about that. There's one barking dog in here making a lot of noise. So I'm having her sit. I'm stepping out and she's sitting. I come back. She waits till I come back and I say, okay. She walks through with me. If she tries to pull or anything, all I did was that one little prompt, just like that. See how she stopped pulling? Walk through slowly on the outside, sit, and if you're going to release her, you release her here just at, with a go, and she's free in the yard, or you would, we're going to close this door here, or sit, and then we're going to take her out through the gate and out on the street to start the walk, and you'll see the rest of that in the next clip. Come. When I'm walking Maya, I'm usually just walking her on free time like this. Come. If she tries to pull, I call her back to me. Good. Just that in itself, just repetitions of come and reinforcing it, never repeating it. Good. That in itself will just draw the dog back to you, and you'll see the pulling greatly diminishes. And she wants to pull because she loves the camera person. So that's why she's wagging her tail and trying to get over there. Come! But if you draw her back to you through using your commands, like that, come, you'll see she'll stop pulling and she'll be closer to you every time. So that's one thing that I do. And most of your walk is definitely going to be just this, like on a leash. And so the way I would do it, and this isn't even associated with commands, but the way I would do it, left hand leash, put your hand through that loop, and then your right hand is free to call her back to come to you. Even if you don't have a treat, you make that target and she'll still come to this, and that'll all be in the how to call her to come clip that we're gonna make for you. But keeping the leash loose is really important, because if there's a tight leash and you're choking up like this, and there's this kind of stuff, or if she's pulling, you're allowing her to pull you like this, that's what causes leash aggression and more pulling. So it's tension and stress that it gives the dog, so you want to keep the leash loose. If she does pull, you can call her back to come, which helps you a lot, or just do these little prompts like this. This in itself will slow her down and she'll stop pulling. Why don't I back up, you stay there. Let's go, sweetie, come on. And I'll walk towards you and I'll show you what I'm talking about, since I know pulling was a big issue. So we're going to come walking back your way, and she's not pulling me, but let's say she was. Let's say she was pulling like a racehorse, like a sled horse. I just do that, and whenever you move your body backwards, she's drawn to you anyway. So if you have a pulling problem, see what I just did? And that just stopped her. It's a signal. And the bottom line is, instead of tension and pulling and doing this kind of stuff and trying to force her to not pull or pull her back, any kind of continuous tension like that is going to make it worse. But if you catch her before she goes to the end and you do this, she'll stop. So it's like this. It's a series of these signals. It's like a tap on the shoulder, and it's tap and release, tap and release. Tight, tension all the time makes it worse, and she'll pull you around like you're irrelevant. Giving her signals, makes her think somebody's in charge on the other end, and you'll have this, what you see in the video. No pulling, calmness on a walk, calling her to come as well. Come! And just continuing to practice that. Good. Makes you more relevant, draws her back to you. And so that's what we've been doing to teach her out here in public how to walk on a loose leash. Okay, left hand circles. So she's on the clock now, obviously. She's next to me. Come on, sweetie. If anything, she's sit. She's doing the opposite. She's not pulling. She kind of lags behind now because she's way calmer. Okay. I just walk down the street, walk down the sidewalk, left circle. Come on. Come on, sweetie. Let's go. Come on. Sit. And if she's putting on the brakes or she's this is the way she is. She gets stuck and there's something going on where it's really hard for her to focus and grasp things in the moment. Okay, she's so much better than she used to be, but this is after a lot of practicing. So you can do a shorter little circle like that. Sit. I think that was 3 of them so far. We'll do one more. Okay. Sit. And that's what I've been doing every day. That's a leash walking exercise, left turns, go. And then after doing 6 or 8 of those, I think I did 4, but you get the picture. I'll let her be free, and she's always calmer. I think we have a dog coming out behind us, so we'll just see what happens. And we might have a dog coming out behind us, and I'll show you how I can call her away from a dog that just pops up out of nowhere. Okay. Hey, dog behind us. See, little dog on the ground. So she sees a little dog. See that? Come. Call her away. Good. So that dog just snuck right up on us. We get a couple more recalls. See how she's turning back to me before I can even call her? Let's go over here to get a little bit closer to that dog. Come. Call her away from the other dogs. Good. Most you'll have to do is just come. I don't know where they're going. Good. So that's how I handle her whenever we see a dog out on the street. That was perfect because that dog just popped up in front of her right there. And that's probably worst case scenario when a dog just appears out of nowhere. If the dog's farther away and you see the dog from a distance, see, here it comes again. Come. See how I'm calling her away? And I'm not taking no for an answer, and I'm just reinforcing that recall. Good. See how easy that was? It's right there. Can you see it? Okay, we got everything. Little dog right there. Hey, come. Good girl. That's all you have to do, really consistently. And we see dogs on the street every day, of course. Come. Good. So right there, out of that one distraction, we got 5 or 6 recalls. And you see she's staying calm. We're still looking at the dog, but it's farther away now. And she's really calm. She's not pulling. And that's a result of the last 4 weeks or so of just calling her away from all kinds of distractions every time we go out on the street. She's so much calmer. The most you'll have to do is just really, like if she gets into an exciting little moment like that, you don't stop. You keep doing that. It's all gentle but firm, right? Good. It's backing away, which draws her to you. If she doesn't turn back and come back to you right away, you just keep doing the prompts, the signals. Just like that. Good, just like that. Sit. Good. That's one of the easiest ways to do it until her sit is even faster than that, is I just show the treat to her, put it up by my face so I have eye contact. Good. She sits and I say good and release and reward her that way, straight down. So, okay. So it's going to be like this. Sit. Good. You don't have to touch her or anything. Luring her like that is great, and it enables her over time. You can just say sit and you don't have to use the reward. There's another way to do it. Okay. Without the reward, you say sit, and just apply a little teeny bit of pressure. I barely pulled up at all. And she'll go there. Don't reward her unless she sits without any help though. Once she sits, stay is built in to sit, and she really had a problem with staying. Like really, she has a problem with focusing more so than a lot of other dogs. That's why we're doing this lesson out on the street where there's a bunch of distractions. We have a dog right there barking at her and people everywhere. But see, I just did a little sit stay. Her stay is much better now than it was before. And then if she successfully does that, she gets a reward. We got distractions right behind us there. Go, and then you release her. Go, and she's free. Down. Good. So that's how far we've gotten with her down after 4 weeks. She's been difficult in the sense that she hasn't learned quickly like other dogs do, usually. Once she is down, her stay is getting a lot better. It's taken 4 weeks though, whereas normally in 10 days, the dog's got it pretty good. Then we just make it better and practice it a lot. But she's taken a long time, good, to grasp it. She just has a real problem focusing. And so it's just, as we've always told people, and we told you, every dog gets it eventually. It's just a matter of how long does it take for them to get it. But you saw how I did it. Okay, I'm gonna do it one more time just to point it out. I'm gonna do another down, and I'm really not forcing her down. I mean, I'm just a little bit of pressure there, and she goes down. But see, I didn't say down, wait for her to ignore me, and then put her down like that. I did everything at once. I know she doesn't have a great, like, spontaneous boom. She just drops yet. So the way that you do get to that is everything happens together. The little help you give her and the word at the same moment. Everything happens together. We have been working a lot on the stay, and obviously we don't say stay because down and sit mean to stay. So there is no stay. She just knows that she waits, whether it's a down or a sit, she waits until you come back or you're done with whatever you're gonna do. In this case, I'm just doing a basic down stay out here on the street. If she tries to get up like that, you say no. She does lose focus very quickly. There's a piece of food next to her, so I'll make her stay there a little bit longer. But she knows that if she stays there until I actually release her in a very specific way, first of all, she gets a reward if she stays there. Good, just like that. And she knows that she only gets up when we come back, stand next to her like this, pat your leg and say, okay, okay, and then sit, and then you release her from a calm sit stay. Go, just like that, and then she's free. And that's how you release her out of a down. When I'm practicing calling Maya to come to me, I always do it exactly the same way. And if you do it exactly the same way every time, then it becomes like second nature. And it's just really easy to do because it's the same way every time. Left hand leash. See how I have my hand through the loop there? You use the right hand for the reward. And it's always a fist because now she'll come to this target. And no matter what, she doesn't know that it's empty. In an emergency, you're not going to have a reward on you. So you don't want to call her to an open hand. She won't come to that. You won't want to call her to this kind of thing or whatever people do. It's just a fist. It's very simple. Fist. She can't see it's empty. And at this point, she's come to this target so often and been rewarded so often that she almost doesn't know why anymore. She just knows something really good happens when she comes to it. So in an emergency, when you don't have a reward, she'll still come to it because she doesn't know it's empty, right? That makes sense. And always call her when she's at least looking away. See how she's looking across the street, not paying attention to me. So it's left hand leash, right hand reward. Come! Call her to you. Good. See how everything happened at once? Her nose touched the target, it opened, she got the treat, I said good, and petted her all at once. So what happens when there's no food or an emergency, or what, after you've phased the food out, it's, food, come. Good, and just love her up a little extra. She probably barely notices that she didn't get a reward. Also, the other important parts of practicing the recall is that you back away, because when you back away, she's going to rush to you. If you stand still, it's not half as good when you're practicing. And of course, if you move towards her, she's going to run away. But if you practice this way, where because of what you do with your body, backing away, she learns to rush to you every time. In an emergency, when your back is against a wall or somewhere where you can't back away, she's going to rush to you because that's the way she's always done it, because of the way you've been practicing. So we practice this way, so then in the heat of the moment, it works well no matter what the circumstances are. So now she's looking at that way. Left hand leash, right hand reward. Come! She's looking at a dog that just barked at her. Good. And then you see how my left hand petted her and it slid down to grab the leash. It's like this one movement. Good. And then you grab the leash, because you want to grab her leash, or if there's no leash, grab her collar so she just doesn't take the reward and run off again. And then you step into her, and you're always, of course, stepping into her like this. And she's next to you, and you can do whatever you want. If you want to have her sit, you can do that, or you can just continue your walk. You don't have to do anything if you don't want to. Go. Okay. We're doing this greeting routine with Maya. I always bring her up to somebody, have her sit. It's just a great way to practice her sit-stay. And in a real life situation, because we're dealing with her getting really excited and wanting her to be really calm, a lot calmer. So this is just another way to practice a sit-stay in a situation where she might be excited, like meeting somebody, and her having self-control, waiting to be allowed to go say hi and getting a treat, and you can pet her. She's very nice. You can pet her with the other hand. And there. And then we get to practice our recall. Come. She comes back. Good. Step into her. Have her sit. She's a little bit slow sometimes, so sometimes you have to help her with the sit, like I did. Pull up a little bit and kind of push down a little bit. But then her stay is really good. No. Then she pops up because she's excited or she can't focus, because that is her issue. You just do a little circle, a reset circle, gently but firmly put her back. This will happen. She has a little issue with her focus, but it's getting way better. With a dog like this, it just takes longer. Instead of 3 weeks, it takes 6 weeks to have a really solid sit stay or down stay. And as you can see though, it's way better than it was before. If she keeps popping up, and you just keep doing that move. That's how I got her as far as I've gotten her. She's just a little bit of a slow learner, but you just keep doing that. Nope. Keep putting her back, setting the bar high, letting her know this is the way it goes every time. Did I already give you a treat? I did, didn't I? And then go say hi. Go. And then come. We'll do it one more time. Good. One last time. Sit. And it's good to do just with when somebody comes home from work, somebody in your family. It's good to do with whoever you want to do it with, because every time you do this, you're practicing your sit stay in the heat of the moment, because she's always going to be excited in the situation, and it really helps her have a good sit stay or stay in general, and recall when you call her back to come in any situation, just by practicing this with different people in different locations as well. Go. Come. Also, good. If you ever had any jumping with her before, she's certainly not doing it now. She goes over to the new person, everything good is down there, the petting, the reward, there's no reason for her to jump. The worst thing to do would be for the person to be standing there like this, or just look at her, because that could cause the dog to start jumping, because they want to get your attention. If you don't touch them, they're going to make you touch them by jumping on you. And that would be the correction. That correction would just make it worse and worse. So that's why we do it this way. And Also, if she were to get really excited with somebody, come, you call her away from that person. Good. So you can instruct a person on what to do and what not to do, and then also you're in control because you have the leash, and you can always call her out of that situation if she starts to get obnoxious and starts to jump or something like that.